Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Meteorologist Carly Smith. It's time for our tropical chat. Hey, DJ Pete, see you there. So we are going to, again, go to some of our headlines. Now, I didn't really change these, except I should have, because we now have Tropical Storm Helene. So no more potential Tropical Cyclone 9. No direct impact to Texas, but rough seas and high rip risk are expected late this week. And we've got a coastal front or a cold front that could lead to coastal flooding Thursday into the weekend. So here we go, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this tropical chat update. I'm meteorologist Carly Smith. It is a little later than I would have liked it to be. It's 10:38 a.m. on this Tuesday, and now we have in the Caribbean, this is Tropical Storm Helene. So this update was a little late because it did get a name change. Additionally, we've got some stuff going on behind the scenes that was a little noisy and some technical stuff that goes along with that. So anyway, things have calmed down at least briefly, and we're going to do this live update. So Tropical Storm Helene, 45-mile-per-hour winds, gusts 60 miles per hour. So it's reached the wind criteria. It's still not super organized, but there is enough of a center of a low to declare it a tropical storm. It is moving northwest. Yesterday it was only moving about 5 miles an hour or less. It's now picked up speed 12 miles per hour. And as it continues to pick up speed and move north, intensification is only expected to continue with a Category 1 hurricane right there near the Yucatan Peninsula. So this is the big vacation spot, right? This is where Cozumel is, near Cancun, all of those locations right there at the Yucatan Peninsula. Category 1 hurricane expected. Then as this moves into the Gulf of Mexico, another round of rapid intensification is likely in those warm Gulf water as the storm is approaching Florida. This shift, so if you've watched hurricane forecast at all this season especially, there's been a lot of talk about shifting forecast and how much has the forecast shifted? What are the trends? This trend once again is a shift continuously to the right or to the east, and so we're slowly getting a little bit more of an eastward push. We still have those hurricane watch in place pretty much from just north of Fort Myers up through Tampa and the Big Bend region of Florida. Category 3 storm expected with landfall excuse me, Thursday there at 8 p.m. So Thursday at 8 p.m. Is when landfall is anticipated. So all of the big impacts are unfortunately for Florida. We're talking 10 to 15 foot storm surge, especially there right there in the Big Bend area, but even Tampa could be seeing 5+ feet of storm surge on the current path that it's on. Anyone on the right side of this storm, the right side is the dirty side, that is where the higher storm surge is going to be anticipated, the worst flooding, the biggest tornado risk. All of that goes along on the right or the east side of this storm. The west side, still hazardous, but not quite as bad as the east side. So this is locally. This is Corpus Christi. This is much of Texas. What our impact will be, the weather impact here is going to be dangerous currents. So if anyone's watching this and you're not from the coastal bend, I am a local meteorologist that lives in Corpus Christi, Texas. And so we have local beaches. The surf is anticipated to pick up. Should be some pretty nice surf. Actually, we have a chance for some offshore winds, but with that comes dangerous currents. With a downshore wind, especially on Thursday, the wind's going to be out of the north, and so that can create an additional push of water a little bit more inland. So minor coastal flooding is going to be possible, as well as a little bit of a pickup in our wave action from what is now actually Helene. No longer potential tropical cyclone 9. So what we have here is when you have a bit, I don't know why this wind arrow won't stay south, but when you have a north wind, right? Like, I guess it's set to like bobble. Anyway, a downshore wind, water gets pushed to the right. And what happens there is the water will be pushed to the right of the wind because of the Coriolis effect. Expect higher than normal tides with the north wind, and so coastal flooding is likely a little bit later on this week. The tide times, let's get those out. So this is specifically for where Bob Hall Pier used to be. So we're talking 1:16 a.m. is high tide on Wednesday. So this will be similar conditions if you're planning to go down the National Seashore. Use extreme caution Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and possibly even into Sunday. Our wave action lowers on Saturday and Sunday, but still could see some remnant higher tides expected. So overall, high tide's going to be overnight. So we're looking at 1:16 a.m. Wednesday, Thursday 2:23 a.m., Friday 3:09 a.m., and Saturday 3:34 a.m. North Beach, it changes a bit. We get it toward lunchtime by the Friday and into Saturday, but I'm not anticipating a big uptick in the tide at North Beach. I think more so our coastal facing beaches is where we will notice that coastal flooding, which will impact parking on the beach, more so camping on the beach, because high tide will be overnight. So keep an eye on the tides if you have plans to be on the beach, especially overnight. Here's our wave height forecast. So you can see the ripple or the swell starts to arrive in Corpus Christi the stronger the storm continues to get. So right now we're talking Cat 3, could be even stronger, and that would send higher waves our direction. But right now we're talking 2 to 4 foot waves Thursday and Friday. The highest possible wave I think we would see is 6 feet. I don't see swells getting over that on our local beaches, but the Gulf of Mexico will definitely see some of that big wave activity. That's going to then decrease as we continue to see more of an offshore flow, shifting back onshore though. Light, calm, very calm winds anticipated Sunday. Overall, we've got a really beautiful forecast ahead of us, but let's get through these beach concerns first. Rip current risk is going to be dangerous, so there is a weather impact alert for Thursday, Friday, Saturday for the dangerous rip current. So 8 to 11 second periods allows for the rip current to have more strength as it takes water back out to sea. There also could be that downshore current from the northerly winds that are going to be in place. The wind is strongest on Thursday. We could have some light, nice offshore winds at least Friday morning. Could be some pretty sick surf out there. Then Saturday, north-northwest wind, and then we see our onshore wind returning by Sunday and Monday. But the wind is looking pretty light, especially here for Corpus Christi. And one of the big reasons we see the wind shift is partly because of Helene. Additionally, 3 things to know. We've got a cold front. It's still going to be hot. Don't get too excited, but humidity is dropping. The cold front does arrive on Wednesday. So we've got high temperatures that aren't going to change much, but our heat index value is going to change. And so additionally, another impact from this cold front is our overnight lows will be cooler. Friday morning and Saturday morning, the last low below 70 in Corpus Christi was May 18th, and there's a chance we do that coming up on September 27th. So overall, the last time that we saw that was May 18th. This is a little bit behind schedule in terms of when we tend to see that drop in temperature below the 70-degree mark for Corpus Christi. Now, ahead of the front, we still have a chance of rain. We've been seeing those showers. Look at that, showing up on our lakes camera off and on throughout the morning. On Futurecast, you'll see the spotty storms continuing through the lunch hour and then into the early afternoon, a little bit more isolated, but could be heavy. We also could continue to see some of those tropical funnels until the cold front passes. So we're not in any direct impact from Helene in Texas, but with the combination of the cold front, which is set to move through the coastal bend Wednesday evening. Notice there could be a few storms along that front. You'll see those right here. A few thunderstorms may develop along this cold front. That's something we've got to keep in mind as well. But this swirly thing on the right side of your screen, that's going to be Helene. As Helene moves north, drier moves into Texas. This low pressure over Arkansas is going to pull Helene north and push the drier air south. So we are going to have really nice weather set up. Unfortunately, for anyone hoping for some rain, we're not going to get much. Any rain we see will be today and tomorrow, and it will be very scattered. The heavy rain, the flooding risk, the dangerous weather, that's all going to stay across the East Coast. In your 7-day forecast for Corpus Christi, this is Tuesday and Wednesday. That's our best shot at rain. Wednesday we'll have thunderstorms possible along that cold front, but we're looking sunny behind the cold front with some really nice conditions coming into play. So let's see. I see some comments in today. Thank you for commenting. Thank you, Victor, Yolanda, what's up? Andrea says, awesome update. I'm glad this can help for anyone that misses the news. Thank you for the updates. Thank you for watching, Linda. Hey Destiny, thanks for sharing. So yeah, share this with your friends and family. They can definitely rewatch it. I didn't talk a lot about current information. This is all a forecast, so we'll stay pretty accurate for at least until Alan gets into work later on today. But we'll take one look at the current radar now. So the time is 10:48. And we do have a decent amount of rain now that's moving into Chapman Ranch. This is going to push north. So I think more so the west side of Corpus Christi, kind of, I would say, I don't see a ton of rain for Flower Bluff, but I think a decent amount of Corpus Christi is going to get in on some of these showers. They are weakening as they move north and separating out a bit, so it will be hit and miss. But we're going to get some rain, y'all. We're going to get some rain. It is spotty. Not everyone is getting it, but that is moving into Nueces County, so that's a plus. But that's all I have for this live update. I'm going to leave you with a live look at the radar. Again, if anyone's rewatching this later on, the current time is going to be 10:48, so this will no longer be accurate. But this is the rain we saw and are going to see, and hopefully this was a helpful update for 3 News First Edition, your weather impact forecast.